Afternoon, guys and gals. Kyle here. Today it's a cleaning bench. My kids have been on spring break and haven't been home for a week, so it's given me a lot of time to look over older videos. And I remember watching these about 3 years ago when they came out. But I've always been a frog lube guy when it comes to semi-automatic firearms. It's always worked good for me if used properly. If you use too much, you can have issues. Just remember to wipe it all dry and put it back together. That's the way it's designed. And then I got this Henry lever action rifle. There's not enough moving parts to frog lube. So something dawned on me. I was like, wasn't there a homemade like CLP recipe out there? It took me a minute, but I found it. There's actually a bunch of them, but I remember watching Fortune Cookies. It's called Ed's Red. And, see, it's red. What it is, basically, it's his recipe is 1 part indoor kerosene, 1 part acetone, 1 part mineral spirits, and 1 part automatic transmission fluid. I don't do a whole lot of shotgunning. So when I do, I can take a little bit extra time and scrub on it a little bit. So I only used half a part acetone, and then I used half a part of Mobil 1 synthetic motor oil, thinking maybe, just maybe, this could be like a set it and forget it cleaner and lubricant. And I put the motor oil in there for a little longer term storage. I treated the Henry with it. I tested a spot on the stock first, make sure it wouldn't do anything. Let it sit overnight. Come back and it was just beautiful. So I rubbed everything down, scrubbed the bore out real good from where I slugged it. And I don't know if I've told y'all yet, it slugs at exactly 430. So that's going to really help me in developing some loads for it. But I got it all scrubbed out, cleaned up. It's in the safe. But this is just your regular Glock 9mm. It is clear. I wanted to see, and it's previously been frog lubed, I wanted to see how good this CLP does on a dirty gun. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. So, here's what we're going to do. And this stuff doesn't smell terrible. It doesn't smell great, but it doesn't smell terrible. What I'm going to do, just dip. I'm going to wipe this stuff on. Let it sit for a minute. Like I say, this previously been frog lubed, so I'm going to get a little bit up in here. I should be wearing gloves, but I'm not. This gun's not terribly nasty, but it is dirty. I'm gonna get some in the bore, let it sit and soak. Yeah, good and juicy. All right. Now while all that's sitting, I got a little mail call. We're just only gonna let this sit for the time it takes me to go over this. I saw something. It's a company called Real Avid, and this is an AR kit, an entire gun cleaning kit right here. When you open it up, it's got your chamber stars over here, complete guide rods or cleaning rods, patches, chamber flag, handle to go on the end of the rod, it's hiding in there, chamber brush, little tactical toothbrush you put on all this. Got bullet pullers, picks, and bore brushes in here. This is something that kind of caught my eye. This is a bolt carrier cleaner. I looked around. I don't have any dirty bolt carriers to show you how it works, but I'll show you what you do. Once it's all, I'm not going to take it apart and all that. Once it's disassembled, this surface right here is to scrub the inside and outside of the stem on the back of the bolt. I did have, yeah. These are firing pin scrubbing surfaces for the big and the little. This face right here is to scrub, where'd it go? To scrub the lugs on the bolt. This little pick, you can use it to take the cotter pin out if you can't get it out. But this is what I thought was cool. This is one tool, one little piece. Once it's disassembled, there's two different size steps in here. This will scrub both of them at the same time. Like I say, I wish I had a dirty one. When I get a dirty one, I'm going to do this. And I might take one of my ARs and go to this Edge Red and see how it works. Now, from what I can understand with this Edge Red, I just wanted to show y'all that. Picked it up on Amazon for about, I think it was 30 bucks. But it's everything you need, and you can just chunk it in your range bag. If you have a malfunction or get a hold of some real dirty ammo, need to clean it out, see what's going on, doesn't take up a whole lot of room. Thought I'd show it to you. Like I say, it's about 30, 35 bucks on Amazon. Okay, this has been sitting for a minute. I'm going to dip just a little bit on my bore brush here. Trying not to redecorate the walls. It had probably, I don't know, a 250 round shot through it. All cast. Let's see. That is clean. Got a little bit of gunk on the... No, I don't. That stuff's gone. That gunk that I showed you on my finger when I took it apart, I didn't even have to scrub it. Look at that. It's gone. The barrel is clean. Look at there. This stuff works great. I wish I'd have tried it sooner. So I know it works on a clean gun. Let's see what happens on a dirty gun. And I'm guessing, and some of y'all that are more familiar with it can fill me in, but I'm guessing you can just use a little like rim oil or your normal. Do you just use this as a lubrication, or do you need to put a little grease on it? I imagine with the kerosene and the motor oil and the transmission fluid, it ought to serve as its own lubricator, I would think. Just a couple of questions. This is just what I'm doing on my Sunday. Spent the morning loading up some 44 mag rounds to go out and shoot, but the person I was going to go shooting with kind of called out on me. That's all right. There's always next weekend. Well, I know a lot of y'all have experience with this stuff. Just answering my questions, you know, do I need to use extra lube, grease, rim oil, anything like that? Or it feels pretty slick. You know, with that extra motor oil in there, it might work. I'm going to finish touching up a couple of spots on here with a Q-tip, you know, just get into all the good grooves and get her cleaned up. I'm going to put her back together. Guys, look forward to your comments. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.